When we're in the lean bulking phase, we want to make sure the calories are put to good use. It's fueling gym performance and the weights are going up quicker. And this is how you're going to know whether you're actually building muscle. Now, in this video, I'm going to be giving you 3 signs that your lean bulk is actually working. These are things to look out for to make sure that you're staying on track. The first one is the scale weight gain should be slow. So you shouldn't be rushing the process, gaining 3, 4, 5, 6 kilos per month, because if you're starting a lean bulking phase at say 70 kilos, a good target to aim for is going to be 1 to 2% of your body weight per month. Now, if you're gaining roughly in this range, in this example, it would be about 0.7 to 1.4 kilos gain per month. If you were then gaining 3, 4, 5, 6 kilos, your calories are way too high, or your activity levels are really low. So you need to readjust this and then continue gaining weight on the scale a lot slower. Now, the reason why this works is because you don't need a massive amount of calories into a huge surplus to actually get the extra benefits in terms of improved energy levels in the gym and to be pushing the weights up. So a small calorie surplus to 10% above your maintenance roughly. So maintenance calories being how much you need to maintain your current body weight. 10% above this is sufficient to make sure you're in this anabolic environment to grow on a lean gaining phase. Now, the second thing to think about is progressive overload. So although during a cutting phase or any phase, you should always be looking to progress your training and focusing on adding more reps, improving your form, adding weight steadily over time, this becomes even more important in a lean bulking phase. And this is because, well, if you're increasing the calories a lot and you're going into a surplus, that needs to be put to good use. And you can think of it like this: if you're adding more food in and you're not actually fueling the weights going up faster and the weights are stalling, you are far more at risk of just gaining fat on a lean bulking phase. So you've got to think about this, tracking all your exercises, making sure that the lifts are going up over time, and realistically in a gaining phase they should be going up quicker than when you're in a calorie deficit. The third thing to think about is visual changes in the mirror, and this is because in a fat loss phase, instant gratification, you know, we live in this social media age of instant gratification. When you're doing a fat loss phase, it's a lot easier to see visual changes. You can see changes in the mirror week to week. You may see what you're doing is working and notice that you're getting leaner visibly quite quickly. This is a lot harder in a gaining phase because you're going to lose a little bit of condition along the way. Maybe eventually later down the line you might lose the definition around your lower abs, but this is completely normal on a gaining phase. You're going to feel a bit less confident with your top off, a bit less visibly lean. However, the visual changes that I would look out for that you know, obviously are beneficial are things like fitting your clothes better. So if you are making progress on your exercises through the second point, progressive overload, you should realistically be filling out your clothes a bit better, being more confident in your clothes maybe, because you are filling out the sleeves on your shirts a bit broader across your upper body. Maybe you're noticing that your lower body's filling out as well. And when you're in a fat loss phase, it's going to be the other way around. You're going to feel a bit smaller in your clothes, maybe questioning why you're doing it because you're like, oh, am I getting small on your fat loss phase? And then you'll worry about getting fat on your gaining phase. But this is just the part of the human process. Unfortunately, you're always going to see this sort of downside of each phase. So you've really got to focus on the long term when you're going into a lean bulking phase, and not question what you're doing, because what a lot of people do is they get a few weeks or a couple of months into a gaining phase. They're probably doing the right things, they're probably making very good progress, but because you're not as, you know, visibly lean, maybe you're worried about the pics on the old Instagram, you back off what you're doing, and that's when you're never going to make any progress if you're just yo-yoing back and forth between cutting, bulking, never deciding what you want to do. You've got to commit to each phase properly. So to recap those 3 signs for you that your lean bulk is actually working, the first one is basically seeing that the scale weight is relatively slow. 1 to 2% of your body weight gain per month. Progressive overload is the second one. You have to trust that you see the weights are going up, you're tracking progress, and then you will be building muscle, providing that your form's good. The third one is visible changes, but this is going to be more around how your clothes are fitting, rather than being the most shredded you've ever been with your top off on the beach. Realistically, that's not going to happen when you're in a gaining phase, is it? So I hope you found that useful, and if you did, drop it a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, and I'll see you on the next one.